Cue the sound.
Sound is on.
Oh my goodness. Hi everybody, we're early. I don't know what happened with the timer. Next thing I knew we had 2 timers and the wrong time was counting down from 20 seconds and I'm like, ah. All right, hi everybody. All right, I got to compose myself. That was just funny and embarrassing and panicky, and I'm sweating. Oh, hello everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Angie's, I don't know, what do you call it? House of, what is that? House of, I feel like it's like that House of Mirrors at the circus where everything is just like, ah. Anyway, hi! We're just like flubbing things up constantly right now. I don't know what's going on. Oh my goodness. So who's here tonight? Hello everybody. We've got Kathy from Maine. Margie is here. Kathy from Ohio. Let's see. Shannon is here and Cindy from St. Charles. Shelly, hi. Sandra Yee, hi. Right here from Michigan. Margie, love your laugh. Thank you. It's it's just, what are you going to do, right? You know, things get messed up and you can either get angry about it or embarrassed or you can just laugh it off because it's no big deal, right? Susan is here from Oregon. So many people. Hi, Lisa. You're here tonight, too. Oh, my goodness. All right, everybody. All right, I got to calm myself down.
Do I need to be here for this?
I don't know what happened to the timer. I messed it up, and then I started a second one, and I kept looking at the screen going, I think I'm live. I wasn't sure. Oh, well. So we're going to get started. We've actually got a lot to do. So last week, we we had part 1 where I put together the hardbound book part, I guess, of the mini album that I'm creating. And we decorated the front of that. And so tonight I wanted to just kind of take you through how I create the pages in the center. And, you know, depending on whether or not there's time, we're going to hopefully decorate a couple of those pages and just have some fun. And it's really, really easy to do with the products that I'm using because everything I'm using is from the One Fine Day paper collection. So I've used 12 by 12 papers. I've used the 4 by 9s, even some of the 6 by 6s, and the ephemera makes everything an absolute blast. So that ephemera pack is just priceless. The enamel dots, and then I'm going to be finishing it as I start adding pictures and writing little notes and stuff in there. I'm going to be using the puppy stickers, the large and small alpha puppy stickers, just to kind of put special little words and notes and little taglines and stuff in there as I go. I didn't add those in yet because I want to do it when I put the pictures in there, and I'm going to customize those and have that kind of based on what the picture is that I'm putting in there. So I think that'll be fun. So we have more people coming in. Hi everybody, Paulette and Christine. So Christine from Virginia, Paulette is from Pennsylvania. I've actually got family in Pennsylvania. Who else is here? Arietta, oh, from Muskegon, Michigan. Yeah, awesome. Let's see, who else is in here? Margie says she loves enamel dots. I do too. We've got somebody from Wisconsin, but I can't see your name here. Margie is from Kentucky. So yay, I love seeing everybody come in from everywhere. It's just so much fun. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and, what's going on, Alan?
I'm just...
All right. We're going to go ahead and we're going to switch to camera 2. And I'm going to show you, actually, I'm going to show you what we did last week to kind of catch everybody up and just kind of show you where we're at. And then I'm going to show you the example that I've already put together, the first one that I did, so you can see where we're headed. And then we're going to dive right in and start working on the inside of this thing. So let's go ahead and switch the camera. Let's go to camera 3.
Well, now we're
going to 3. Yep. So this is what we worked on last week, and we had a part 1 and part 2 on the video just because we had trouble with the internet. So don't be surprised when you see that. But I tried to crop out some of the unnecessary stuff. But anyway, this is what we made last week. This hardbound, you know, kind of cover, if you will. Decorated the front of it, and we have the beautiful interior here. And this is what it looks like on the back. And we did this just with paper, some ephemera, and just some chipboard pieces that I used for the front and the back and the side. So if you missed last week's, then just go to our YouTube and you'll see it. It'll say, I think it says like One Fine Day mini album part 1 or something like that. So this is where we're at. Now we're going to be heading to this. This is the first one that I did. So you can see they're slightly different because I didn't want them to be identical. So this is the first one that I did, and here are the pages on the inside. Super, super cute, lots of fun. We've even got some pieces that are interactive, and if you don't want to put a tag in here and you want to put a little note card in there, or if you want to slide another little picture in there, you can do all kinds of stuff with it. But I'm going to show you how to create these little pages, all bound with the little rings here. Nice and easy. It's really, really simple to do. And then you just decorate it. The only thing I added to mine outside of the One Fine Day collection was I just grabbed a whole bunch of die sets that I already have. So you're going to look to your stash for some things that you can use to create fun things like the little frame here and the little scallop square and so on. So I'll show you, what I used in there as well. So let's go ahead first. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to use. So let's go to camera 2, Alan. This bad boy is what I use, this mini cinch. I actually had a machine, this mini cinch, and this is another little mini album that I did, and it uses the little rings here. All right, this is the part that this machine does. Now, I don't sell this machine. I don't get a commission on this machine. I have nothing to do with this machine other than love it. That's all it is. I just love it. It is by We Are. I used to have one by a different company a while ago, and I actually got rid of it because first of all, I didn't use it, and it was kind of clunky, and it didn't work very well, and I just fell in love with this one. And this is the Mini Cinch by We Are, and it is so fun. And even if you lose your instructions that come with it, it doesn't even matter because they have all of your instructions and measurements and everything right here on the machine. And it weighs like nothing. It's, literally just like really cute. So if you have one of these, fantastic. If you don't, make sure and get the Mini Cinch. The Mini is the one that does these little rings, and I like the little rings because I like little books. Okay? It also comes, if you notice, these rings are blue, and I'm going to be using white rings. It comes with like a whole rainbow of rings, and some of them are gold and silver and black and all different colors as well, like beautiful pinks and purples and stuff. If you get the bundle that comes with it. I just love it. So this is what we're going to use, and it's super easy, and I'm going to show you how it works because I think it's really cool. So this is one little piece of the little wire. I'm only going to use a little bit of this. It actually started out longer than this, but I used a portion of it for this book here. So you can see I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 little rings. I like odd numbers, which works out well if I'm, it works out really, really well. It always ends up an odd number if I'm working in whole or half measurements, and I'll explain what that means in just a minute too. But my point is from one of these, you're going to get several different little mini books or mini albums if you make them kind of narrow. If you do, like, the cool thing is too, like I put the rings on the short side. If you wanted your book to go in this direction instead, you can, or actually if you wanted it to open like this, you could put your rings on the long side. So it's just really versatile. You can do a lot of stuff with it. I think it's really cool. So to do mine though, I grabbed my 4x9 papers, and my book, I am going to trim each of these a little bit. My book is, actually let me grab the other book. I don't want to confuse you. This is the one I'm going to be doing. My book is 4 inches wide, so each one of these little cardboard pieces was 4 by 6, so 4 inches by 6 inches. So the paper that I put on the inside, I actually shaved, I shaved 1/8 of an inch off of the width because I wanted to see that little bit of border there. So if I wanted to make it super easy, I could just use the 4x9 in the width that it comes in the 4-inch width. But I am going to shave a tiny little bit off of it just so that it fits nicely inside my book. So Who else is here? For Holidays Designs is from sunny Florida. Oh, Patty's here from Michigan. Alrighty, who else? I'm looking at more names. Kathy Finnegan, Sue D is here. Hi, Linnea. Linnea's here. Alrighty, so I'm gonna do, now this is the whole paper pack if you're not familiar with it. Look how gorgeous this is. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm gonna grab some of these pages. I am gonna pay attention to, if you look at this book, I'm gonna be opening it in this direction. So I want all of my papers to be able to be used in the landscape shape. So I'm going to turn this and just start selecting some pages. You know, pay attention to what's on the back too, because some of those might work as well. So this one I'm not going to use for this purpose because this one is actually portrait. So I'm going to set this one aside. This one will work. What's on the back of it? That'll work too. This one can go in any direction, so I'm going to leave that as well. Look how pretty that is. And I do want to have some of these pages that maybe don't have a tremendous amount of pattern and color, so I'm going to flip this one over and use that one too. This one is portrait. It's not going to work, but I do like the dots, so I'm going to flip that one. Maybe that one. How many do I have so far? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's maybe do a couple more. This one is, I don't know if I want that to be one of my pages. Let's do that one. That gold is really pretty too. Let's do those. And then these I can leave. These are really pretty. I love these. These come with your paper pack. They're already foiled. And these are absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous accents. You can even use these as one of your pages. I actually did it in this one. In this book here, my second page, I actually did use the gold as one of my pages. So, really pretty. Okay, but we're going to start with these and see how we do. I'm just choosing 8. It was a good number that I worked with the last time. And so the first thing I'm going to do, let me move my mini cinch out of the way. I'm going to trim all of these. The measurements I want for each of my pages is going to be 3 7/8 across and then 5 1/4 long, okay? I want it 5 1/4 long, even though my book is 6 inches, I have to account for the fact that I have my little rings here, all right? And those rings have to fit in. So when you look at the book this way, you have to have that, you know, that extra space in there. So just in playing with it, I came up with a 5 1/4 length and then 3 7/8 inch in the width. This one I actually went a little more narrow and I wish I had gone a little bit wider on it. So that's why I'm going wider. All right, so I'm going to trim each of these down to 5 1/4. I'm going to set these aside. All these little pieces that you trim off, you're going to want to make a little pile out of those because you're going to use those to decorate the inside of your book. And so now we want 3 7/8. So yeah, I'm sorry you're going to have to watch me do every single one of these. But it's important. It is importante. It's like the most Spanish I know, and I'm hoping I'm saying it right.
That was Spanish.
Was it? Importante? I don't know, I'm guessing.
I don't think so.
What do you think it was? You don't think it was Spanish? Was it Spanish? Does anybody know? Sounded like it to me.
It was your Spanglish.
It was my Spanglish? I do have the tendency to make up my own languages.
Yeah. I closed it.
I think it's fun. My family thinks it's crazy, but I think it's funny. You know, I don't mean anything disrespectful. It's just all just playful, just in fun. So, you know what? I'm going to see if I can do a couple of these at one time. I'm going to get daring. Make sure I got the measurement right. 3 7/8. You know what? I'm going to shave some of that yellow off. Yellow is my least favorite of all colors. Would you believe it? So I don't want to trim off that purple and that pink because I think that's going to be really pretty to keep in the book. So that's another thing to pay attention to also is, you know, how you're trimming your papers. Our papers in this pack are pretty easy. You don't have to worry too much about, you know, what you're trimming off because we have a lot of all over patterns. But, you know, some things, depending on, you know, what the pattern is like, you may have to make a decision as to what you want to keep and what you want to trim. So pay attention to that if need be. I am going to trim off the bottom here because I like to have the tops of the flowers there. I don't want to lose those. Okay. So now I have my nice little stack of pages, and I'm going to pay attention to how these are laid out just a little bit. This is what I do. It's my thought process. Because I don't want it to just be super busy everywhere. So where do I want to start? What do I want to start with? And so I'll try and have something busy and then something not so busy and just kind of alternate that a bit. So I'm going to start, I think I'm going to have my first page be this one. This is one of my favorites. And then, excuse me, behind that, I think I'm going to do this one. And then we'll go busy again with a brighter blue. See, if I put this one behind it, then it's kind of similar to it in terms of the color scheme. So I'm going to go with, actually, yep, I'm going to go with this brighter, this blue. Then I'm going to go rainbow. And then let's do maybe this one. No, I'm not liking it. I'm going to go this one. And then I'm going to go this one here. So we go blue and then that beautiful gold right in the center. And then I'll pull in this beautiful pink. I'm going to go to this color here. Then that one. And then that one at the back. I think that looks good. Pretty. So I'm just kind of evenly spacing out my colors a little bit. As I fan them out here, you can kind of see. So I have the pinks I have 3 pinks. This one has a lot of pink in it. Here's pink and pink. I have those spaced out. My 2 blues are spaced out, and then my little filler colors in there where we don't have the florals. I've got those out there then. And then, of course, we had the back sides that we're going to be decorating and playing with as well. So we'll be dealing with those as we get to them. And, you know, some of the pages, like, you might say, well, I thought you wanted it all to be horizontal. This one, when we get to it, is not going to be, it's not going to be a landscape, but that's okay. What I can do is just put a big frame over that in white, and you won't even know that that pattern is going in the wrong direction. And since it's on the back side, I don't worry about it quite as much either. So, okay. So now, let's see, 3 3/8. Oh boy, now I'm changing it up. See, normally I would work with either a whole or a 1/2 inch. So, meaning, if this were right at 4 inches across, I would be with A. Alan, will you come in a little bit? Let's come to camera 3, camera 3. All right, this is where it gets a little bit funky. So normally I would work in whole numbers or 1/2 inches. All right, so if I had left this measurement at 4 inches across, I would be working with A. If I had cut this down to 3 1/4, which is how I did my original one, I'm sorry, 3 1/2, which is how I did my original one, I would be working with the 1/2 inch, which also falls under A. But I wanted to spruce it up a bit, and I went with 3 7/8 inches, right? So my 7/8 inch falls under C. All right, so now we're gonna get a little bit fun and see how this works out. What does that mean? If you come over here to this side, you have A, B, and C. This little piece here is a little guide, all right, that just kind of pops in there, and you can pull that out. This little guide goes into these little slots. So I'm working with C because the end of my measurement is at 7/8 of an inch. I have 3 7/8 of an inch. So I'm working at C. I want to put this into the little C category here, all right? That's going to give me a starting point with where I put my papers in here. So I'm just going to grab a couple of pages at a time. I could probably do more, but I don't like to. I'm going to stand up for this so I can put a little bit of muscle behind it. So this is the end that goes in. I put the left side up against the guide. All right. Press this up in so that you can feel it when it hits there. And all I'm going to do is lower that down. That's it.
So all it's doing is centering your...
Yep, all it's doing is centering the little squares that you put in there. Okay?
Did it do the whole all the way to the right?
No, it doesn't. It only goes up to a certain point.
Okay.
So I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to set these two aside. And I'm going to go along and do each one of these in my stack with this guide in here. All right, so you want to come back out to camera 2 so they can see the whole thing. All right, so there's those. The next two, keep them in order. Press that in there. There you go. And then I've got 2 left here. And we're going to put those in. All right. So I've got that started. You can see all those little holes in there now, right? Now I'm going to remove this little guide and put that away. Now my first couple of sheets I'm going to grab now. And on the side here, let me flip this up to the side. You might want to come up to camera 3 again for this. This little part here, there's a little square in there. This piece right here pushes down into that square. You see that? Okay. That square and this little shape here that pushes down into it are the exact same size and shape as the little holes that we were putting in here. Okay, those little holes, see them? So I'm going to line this up, and I should tell you this, I can also see where my little squares are on the front here. All right. Let me put this, do I need this here? I don't know, I never used that, so I'm going to leave that alone. Never done it. I've never popped that up to see if I needed it. But I'm going to place this in. Okay, so I've got my little holes here. I'm going to place it so that I put this little square, that little punch, in the second hole from the end. I think that's the right one. Is it second? Nope, I'm sorry. It's the third. I want to hit the third one. So I'm lining it up in there. Let me just make sure it's in there. I'm going to flip this up so you can see. See, it's in there. That little square went in there. I don't know if you could see it. Can you see it? I think you can. Hope you can. So I can't move my paper now. It's in there. And so now I can see on the front here where those squares are going to punch in at the end of my paper to get the last couple of squares. Now I'm probably making this seem a lot more difficult than it actually is. But when I punch that down and I lift that up, now you can see all of the holes are in there. Okay? So it works beautifully. So I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, I'm going to line up that little piece there with the third square from the side there. Just pop that in there. It's really easy to do. Punch, pop it up, and you're done. My next 2 pages. Line that up on the square, push the little holder down. There you go. Lift it up, and you're done. So it's actually quite easy. Last one, line up the square, and you can see it very clearly if you're at my angle. Lift that up, and we're done. So now we have all of our little holes done. Okay, so Alan, you want to come back out to camera? All right. So that's all you have to do to punch those little holes in there. The next part is going to be adding this little thing here. So you have these little slots on the side here. Let me angle that up. See those there? You can actually see, can you see how it almost has like a little hook? If I put my finger there, see that little hook? Each one of those has that little hook. That little hook is what you want to put on each one of these little, what would you call that? The end that is, yeah, loop, thank you. So start with the one on the end and just line those up, and it's going to skip every other one, and then angle it down, just let it roll, and they're going to fit right in there. You want to come up to camera 3 so I can show everybody that? Okay, see how they fit in there? All right, so every other loop is on one of those little thingajigs. Okay. Now here's where it gets a little interesting. I'm going to show you something because this is a little trick thing here. If you notice on this one that I did, see how you can see where they come together here? You can see that? You put it down here. See how they come together? If my first page is flipped over like this, it hides that and you can't see that, which is really nice. And I didn't do it on this one. Instead, I just kind of went with it. On this one, you actually wouldn't be able, well, if I had it out, you wouldn't be able to see that because I tucked it in. And I'm going to show you how to tuck it in. So if I leave these just like this is page 1, right? If I leave it just like this and I line this up and I go through the process, this is what I'm going to get, where it has that edge, where you can see where they line up here. But if I want to hide that, then what I would do is, how did I do it? Let me think.
First page and put it on the bottom.
Yes.
Okay.
I think I have to go back and forth. I keep thinking, is it this one or this one? Because I want it under, let me think. I think it's the last page that I pull forward.
All right. Okay.
I think it is. Because I think when this page is pulled forward, then it's going to go on the back there, and then when I loop this one over, it gets hidden.
Okay.
So you bring your last page to the top. Okay? So last page comes forward. This is my last page, and I put it on top of the first one. And I'm just going to lay each of these on just like so. Okay? So they lay in there really easily. I'm going to lift this up off of here. All right, and that's all you have to do. That's all you do on that area. You might want to come back to camera too.
It's like a third hand.
Yeah, exactly. That's your third hand that holds it there to help you put those in there. Now, the next part, let me lay this down. See this area here? That is the part that's going to pinch everything together. So you're going to lay this in here. You want to consider this as like a flat. Okay, if you could lay something on here flat. You want to put that in there as though it were flat. And just kind of hold it and press it up against so that both ends are flat up against the backing there. And then this is where you want to be a little bit careful. Take it slow. You don't want to crank it down real hard. Just go a little bit at a time. Okay, just kind of go slow so you get, nice. It helps you get a more round shape out of it if you go slow. And see, I'm almost closed. I'm going to press that back up against it so it's kind of flat. Give it a little more. Let's see if they've closed. They look good. They look really good. If you really press super hard really fast, you're not going to get, as pretty of a round shape with it. All right? That's all that there is to that. That's all you have to do. Now we're done with this tool. That goes to the side. I've got my little wire cutters here. You actually get wire cutters with it, but all right, I hate saying negative things, but they didn't cut very well for me. Let me see if I can cut this. Alan might have to. My hands are just weak. There we go. There's one. And I'm going to shorten this side here, because it's really sticking out a lot. My hands are so weak. When I talk about arthritis in my hands, I'm not kidding. This part is the hardest part of the whole thing. There you go. Get that little bitty piece off of there. Be careful with that. Set that aside. You don't want that to end up in the bottom of your foot. Okay, so now let's come back up to the camera. 3. Now you can see that edge, right? But if I flip this page over, so like when this goes back here, you can still see it. But if I flip that page over, now it hides it.
Perfect.
And you can't see it, which I like a lot. See how pretty? I think it's perfect. And then I have this little bit here left over that is going to work for another little book. And that's all there is to making that little book part. And it looks really thin. You know, so when you look at how it looks in my book here versus how this is, don't let this fool you. This is only because I haven't started adding to it yet. Once I start adding things to it, it really fills it out. So it's really, really awesome. So hopefully you guys like that, and we'll take a chance on one of these machines because it's really easy to use and I think it's super fun. So the next thing that I do with my little booklet here is, actually let's come back to camera 2. All right, so I've got my book open, and then I'm gonna literally just adhere this down into here. All right, so this is where it's gonna go. You can see that space right up against there is where the little rings are. So I'm gonna pull it off to the side just a little bit more. You can see where it's gonna hit, and it just lays in there really nicely and fits beautifully. So I'm gonna go ahead, and this I think is the hardest part, is lining this up straight. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some tape down. Where's my tape? Where's my tape gun? Here it is. Okay, so here's my tape gun. I'm gonna get my tape on here. This is my last page, right? Right on the back, right up to the edge. And then, let's move this out this way. Let me go over here. Hold it down. There you go. Now you have to be very careful when you lay this one out. Actually, let me go in the center too, because I really want it to hold. This tape is pretty strong, but I just really want it to hold. So I'm going to lay this right up against, you're actually not even going to see this. Let me make sure that I should go. I'm going to use the non-taped area here and just lay that on there and make sure that if I go right up to that edge, I'm going to be good. I am. So I'm going to go right up to the edge of this pattern paper and lay this right over the top of it, just like so. It's a great way to line it up. And I think that is going to give me the space that I need for my book. Look how perfect. Is that good? And so this is why I made it bigger, because when I lay this like this now, because these are longer, because these pages are just almost as wide as the book, it doesn't sag out like that when I stand it up, or you know, it's just it kind of holds its shape a little bit better, whereas this one was had a little more movement and a little more freedom, especially if I was tilting it or something. See how it kind of, I don't know if you can see it, you probably can't, but when I sit it down, it goes on an angle like that, and it was bothering me. And it's because I made it more narrow. So I prefer that it be the same, almost the same width as the inside of your book. So then the next thing that I did was we're just going to decorate a couple of pages. I grabbed a whole bunch of things. Any die that I thought I could use, I grabbed. So I grabbed one of my slimlines. I grabbed my slimline corner scallop because it has all these little florals and little squares and hearts and stuff. I thought that's going to be really fun. I went to my card toppers and my frames, and these are the ones that I pulled out. So I have my A2 diagonal stitch card toppers and the coordinating layered frames, so I can play with those together. I also pulled my stitched layered frames, practically square, because I thought it'd be fun to have some of these shapes in there. Just another rectangle shape. One of them has little eyelet kind of scallops in it. One of them has just a regular, scallop in there. Grabbed this one here. I'm missing one, but I thought this would be fun with some different hearts. And then, true to form, I always grab one of my little fences. And this is actually what I used on the front here. And I used my diagonal stitched frame on the front there as well. So what I did when I started, and I have a little stack here all just left over, I just started doing a bunch of little die cuts like so. Didn't know what I was going to use, but I thought I'm just going to run a whole bunch of these through the machine. Then I've got them at the ready in different sizes, and even if I don't use them on this project, I can put these into, you know, a little pouch or something, and I've got them at the ready for something else. And then I've also got all my little tidbits here. Here's the ones that I just cut so that I can use these to further decorate my pages. And these are some of the things I had left over. Always grab some cardstock that kind of matches your papers a little bit because you don't know what you're going to be doing, right? And then, of course, all of those ephemera pieces as well. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to show you what I did to decorate the front page, and we're going to do it on this one. And we're going to do it just, you know, kind of the same but different, just like I did the front cover. The same but different, meaning it's going to be maybe the same layout but slightly different colors or something that we use, maybe a different die cut. But we'll just kind of make it fun. So my thinking when I look at this first page here is, boy, is that busy, right? So I need to break that up a little bit. That's what I think. But a great way to break that up is with either another piece of maybe a more solid pattern paper or even a cardstock. Just a solid cardstock could be really pretty. I think it'd be beautiful, especially when I look at the front page here, because I've already got this beautiful honeycomb over here. And by the way, you can decorate this side here as well. I just didn't do it on mine, but you can. But I thought really, really pretty to put this next to this. I think that would be really, really cute. So I think I'm going to start off with that. Let's take a look and see. Where is my... All right, so we know we've got about 4 inches here, and I'm just going to trim this down. This is literally how I do this. It's quite easy. I'm going to go like this and just kind of pinch my thumb right here. That's where I want to make a cut. This is how easy I make it. I don't do a whole lot of measuring. I don't worry about whether or not it's a perfect, you know, length or width or anything. So it's going to turn out to be 3 inches. That's where I had my thumb. Save those little bits and pieces. Okay, so I'm going to put that up in my stack. And how does that work here? That's actually kind of cute there. So I'm going to lay that there. It breaks up some of that busy pattern. I'm going to grab one of my die cuts, or one of my dies here. I want that little rectangular square. And so, like I said, I already had a bunch of these already cut, and I just grabbed what I needed as I went. I think it's really fast if you already have a stack of them ready to go. It makes it faster. You know, so you could just stand at your die cutting machine and cut a whole bunch of things. That's exactly what I did. So I'm going to go ahead, though, and cut a couple of things here. So let me get my machine. And I'm going to use this little square. Any square will do. Any square that you've already got, you know, in your stash will work. If you like this one, it's the Practically Square frame set. I love this because it has a really big frame. And then it has a whole bunch of different little shapes in there, too, that I think are really, really cute. So it's not just a bunch of squares. It gives you a whole bunch of shapes. So we're going to lay this in here. Blade side down. All right, so cut side down. I always do that if I'm not cutting with a really detailed or an intricate die. Then the blade side goes down. Ooh, wow. Also, Sandy, is it Gaffney, says she's working on one right now for her sister's birthday. Perfect. So cute. Oh, I'd love to see that. You know, I'd love to see you guys share projects that you're working with. I think it's so much fun to see them. Look how cute that is. Alan, you want to come in? Camera 3. See all the little stitching on there? Isn't it so pretty? I just think it's the sweetest little thing. It looks like a really cute little quilted piece. I just think it's gorgeous. I love it. It's one of my favorite dies. Okay. So let me move that aside. And I'm going to save this. You know, I've got, oops, as I shoot it across the table. There's a lot of space on here. Here's one of my things I always do. I always pull off those little pieces here that I can throw away, and I already start like a little garbage pile. I move those out, and now I know I've got this. That way I'm not going to be catching things in that little bit and pulling it around. Okay, so from here, I would lay, this is how I would do it. I would lay these here. I've got this piece that can go right here. So it creates a nice bright white spot. It cuts down on some of that yellow that was quite bold, right? And then I think, well, what else can I put on here? And I take a look at my ephemera. And one of the things I did on my original one was I left this side open right here for a little pocket. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to leave that side open. So I'm going to go ahead and tape this one down. So I'm going to put tape on all 4 sides of this one to make sure it's secure. All right. I'm going to line it up at the edge, try and center it. I don't have to center it, but you can. That's another fun thing with these books is not everything has to be so perfectly placed. So now with this one, I'm going to put the adhesive on 3 sides, leaving one side. This side here doesn't have any adhesive on it. And I'm going to offset that up a little bit. So now I can slide something in the side there. And I can add some fun little things on here. I think a little bumblebee is going to be just beautiful on this one because we've got that that honeycomb back there. So here's some of my die cuts here, a whole bunch of them. And let me see, who do I have in here? Here's a bee. We have some different bees in here. So here's one of them. Here's a little tag. Let's see, what else do I have in here? Here's another bee. Strawberries. I don't think a strawberry is going to work in this one. And I actually like this one because that is so bright back there. I kind of like that pink, so I'm going to leave that pink one there. Do I have any other straw? Okay, here's another little bumblebee. And I thought I had, here he is. This is the one I was kind of thinking of, was putting him up here. He could go up here, but we're going to have this other one over here on this side, and I think it'll be too busy. So I'm going to keep this little bumblebee over here. And I'm thinking of putting a little flower on top of here. This one, is that big enough? It doesn't really cover up the words, so let me grab one that's maybe a little bit larger. Does that blend in too much? So this is what I go through. Does it blend in too much? Does it this? Does it that? Is it that? Whatever. That one's maybe a little bit brighter, but see, it just blends in. Okay, let me keep going. No, don't like that. This is seriously what I go through. Which one do I want? Which one do I want? I think I'm going to do blue. Yeah, I like the blue against that. So let's get my glue. Ooh, wait a minute. Do I want this one instead? No, I'm going to go with the other one.
Is this going to take long?
I know. Alan's like, Ange, make up your mind. This is what I go through.
Flowers.
Well, I do want the flowers to pop. That's the thing. I want to be able to see them. So there's that. That will tuck in there. And I can put a little note on there. I'm also going to put a little bit of foam on this bee. Yes, I use foam in these things because I like to have that, I like to have a lot of dimension, and I like it to kind of fatten up or thicken up the book. Gives it weight, dimension, shape, all of that. Let's see if that's going to fit. Very cute. A little bit of foam, and it's a thin foam that I use, so it doesn't get too full too fast. Lay that on there, really cute. And then we need a gem. We need a gem. Where's my gems? Where's my enamel dots? I've got a little mess of enamel dots here. Oops, got them falling all over the place too. Alrighty. I made a mess of mine because I ripped my bag. So, let's see. I'm going to put a beautiful kind of burgundy enamel dot, and that really makes that pop. So I think that's really pretty. So that's really all you have to do on a page. It's super, super cute, really sweet, fun, and you can leave it like that. If you want to put more little gems, you can. If you want to add, like, you know, what if I wanted to add, oh, look how cute that is. I might do that at the bottom. I kind of like that. So I'm going to trim that. See, this is what happens. I'm going to add a little bit of sparkle, a little bit of shine. This is just a little piece that I had left over. And I think that looks kind of cool at the edge. So maybe I don't see that, that little bit of scallop at the bottom there, but I think that this piece is just going to really finish it off and add some shine on this page. So I kind of like that. Whoops, let me get that tape. This is my process. This is what I do. I'm just going to barely cover up that scallop a little bit because I don't want to take up too much of the space that you can write in. I just think it's cute. It's just kind of scrapbooky, kind of fun. I'm going to trim the edge of that because I think I have it off center a little bit too long. So let me trim that. And yes, I am this anal about it. So isn't that cute? I think it's fun. Now we have just a little bit of bling on there. Okay, so what happens when we turn the page then? Let's do another couple. So now we have this gold on the back here, right? So what can we do? I don't want to use this. This is where I think, and I go, I don't want to use that one, and I don't want to use that because they'd be too close together, right? But what can I put in here? I want something bright, something beautiful. I can do the back side here. What if I did something with this one here, or I could even just use a beautiful white frame in there, and here I could have like a beautiful red frame. So I could leave these pieces. Let's see. I've got one of these I could center in there too. Look how pretty that is with that. I kind of like that. Okay, so let's do this. Because I can make that kind of simple. All right, so let's do that. Let's grab a couple of pieces here. We're almost out of time. This is the process that I go through. So I'm going to grab these dies here. I've already got this one that I cut. I've also got this one in this other beautiful kind of pink color that I may end up using as well. We'll see. That looks kind of pretty together. So let's see. If I do, I'm thinking of doing a little frame, and let me come back to camera too. So I'm thinking of doing a little frame in here. So yeah, somebody's saying it's time consuming for sure. It is, but here's the thing. This is what I do. I come up, I come into the studio, I put music on, and all of my thoughts, everything just kind of leaves my mind. And this is where you just kind of, this is where I create. And I just think, you know, how do I want to do this? Do I like this? Do I not? Don't spend too much time on it. Don't fret over it. You know, don't worry if it's not perfect. I can see that this frame is going to still give me a little bit of space there. I'm going to go with this size. I think it's going to be really cute. Let's see if it fits on this little scrap that I have here, and it does. I just kind of let my thoughts leave my mind, and I just kind of play. And that's the part that's just kind of enjoyable. At least for me it is. I enjoy that. The music is on. I put the music on, you know, so it just kind of plays like a whole playlist. I don't even have to think about that. It just kind of goes. You know, I've got nobody in my ear, no television on, you know, nobody asking me questions, nothing. Nothing personal, honey,
What?
but
What is that supposed to mean?
See what I mean? Questions. See? Questions. Perfect example. Questions. What is that supposed to mean?
That was really mean.
I think it's classic that you followed it up with a question. Oh boy. So here we go. This one has that double stitch in there, which you can't really see. You can, but you can't. It's like a little bit of texture in there. That's going to be pretty in there. I'm covering up some of that because that's pretty bold. But I'm going to cover some of that up with some gold. You're still going to see that around the edge. So let's go ahead and adhere that down. And let's see where we wind up. Sorry, honey.
You're a mean person.
I'm a mean person. There we go. There's that one. And then here, if I want, oh, you know what I can do? I can actually bring that in. Is this one going to be too big? Yeah, that's going to be too big. But not that one. How about that? That's kind of pretty in there. Just texture, texture upon texture. I kind of like that. So here's how I would do this piece, because I don't want to sit and measure it. This is literally what I would do. I would go like this, here, lay this on here the correct way. Get a little bit of an edge around it on 3 sides. Eyeball it. You eyeballing me, boy? Where's that from?
Officer and a gentleman.
Officer and a gentleman. Okay.
The elf's asking you if your studio's in your home.
This studio is, yes, this one is in my home. Makes it really easy. And look how cute that is on there. Look how sweet. Yes, this one is in our house. It started out as my craft room, and then when we made our way, into COVID and lockdown and everything, it then became studio. And we're actually looking at, we're going to have to make it more of a production studio than it is. It functions pretty well, but I think we're going to, I shouldn't even say I think, I know. We're already kind of planning how we're going to change it and what we're going to do to make it function better for these things. But then we also have, an office and warehouse space and everything for stuff as well, and we can film there as well if we want. So.
No, those are too noisy. Those places are too noisy.
Yes, it is noisier there. Look at him. Look how cute that is, little bunny. Let's go to back to camera 3. So, as we're going here, literally all I'm doing is not even thinking about too much. I'm just grabbing some little pieces as I'm talking. And just kind of playing. So let's put this little bunny in here, all from the ephemera. Line him up. Look how cute he is. And then I think I'm going to put that little piece there and maybe tuck a little flower. Give me a little flower. A little orange flower. Maybe tuck that up in there too. That's what we'll do. Just easy peasy. Alrighty. How about that there? And then, where's the good stuff here? Oh, got pieces everywhere. I'm gonna go, let's grab this little purple one. I don't have all my tools right here. I need to keep my tools over here better. We'll put a little purple one right in the middle there, make that pop. Isn't that just the cutest little thing? Plenty of room still for a little note if you want to put a little picture. You could actually, I didn't have to tape the top of that. I could have left the top of that open. That could actually be a pocket. You could tuck you know, a little note or something in there with a little string. I mean, just lots of cute stuff. It doesn't take a whole lot. You can make it as complex or as simple as you want it to be. Just really, really easy. Easy peasy. And again, you have a little bit of bling on there. Isn't that just so cute? A little bit of gold. And that's not even the way that I did the last page, or the page on my other one. I just kind of winged it. It doesn't take a lot. It's just, you just kind of make it easy and fun. So let's see, what other pages do I have? What other things do I have in here? I've got, there's that, which now can go in that direction. I've got that in the background. I've also got this yellow piece that's pretty, but yeah, I got yellow behind that one. So, let's see. Let me look at some of my other pages because it's easier sometimes when I think about what I've done and what I'm going to do. So let me grab another die cut, or another die. And I'm going to die cut one more thing. I'm going to do this one here. It's right here. It's just a really pretty shape. Now, this is actually longer than my piece here, but I'm going to just kind of cut a portion of it there, like so. And we're going to see how that works out. Alan, do you want to pull back to camera too? So I'm just going to do one more page, and then I'm going to show you the rest of the pages maybe in the book. Maybe I should do that now, considering what time it is, but we'll get this one started. There we go. And then I'll take you through the rest of the pages that I've done in my other book so that you can get some good ideas for some little layouts and refer back to it as you make your album, and and change them up. You can use them exactly as I've done them, or you can kind of change them up and make them whatever shape you want them to be. Let's see, what else do I have in here? I've got this piece here that I can use to kind of offset a little bit. Maybe that goes up here a bit, just to give me a little bit of color. And then I could put a little heart or a little square or something in here. I can actually pop this one right up in here to create something kind of pretty. Or if I want to bring this one in here, and I can have another little white piece here that just puts a little note of some sort. Let's see. I mean, just so cute. This is just play. It's literally just play. I know what I'll do. Let me do this. I'm going to grab this one. I think that'll fit on here. Yep, that one fits. So let's bring my machine over one more time. And then go like this. So somebody said, it's just how I like to make sentiments. I think I missed part of that conversation.
Well, there's a suggestion. I'm trying to, Katie suggested that for your stack dies.
For my stack dies. Talk a little louder so people can hear.
Your stack dies where you've got like you got the wave, you got the straight ones, all that kind of stuff. That you do one that's got a little bit more of an edge, so you could put a backing to them. You might even be able to do a single one that gives you a stack. Did you know what I'm talking about? You know how you've got sometimes you'll cut out the sentiments, and then you'll have a little bit bigger die that cuts out a backing to it?
Yes.
They're asking if you could do that for the stack dies.
Oh.
Maybe to save money, you could even do one for all of them.
I would have to have, just one.
I'm just saying, to save money, maybe you could have one that does all the different designs. I don't know.
Yeah, there's.
So people could just buy one and then have.
I could do it individually.
Yeah.
But the issue with that, let me put some tape on this one, is that I can't necessarily, I'm going to leave the top of this open. Uh-oh, did I just run out of tape? I just ran out of tape.
Did you?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, good.
Okay. Sure. With the stack dies, if we were going to do something with shadow dies,
Yeah.
we would have to, I put the tape on the wrong side. Oopsie daisy. Well, okay. I was going to leave the top open on that one, but I didn't do it right. So if I was going to do something with a shadow die on those, we would have to start with a brand new set. A whole brand new shape and everything, because those are so tightly put together, I can't just create a die to shadow all of them, because it won't work. It won't be able to get in between and shadow all of those
Yeah,
as
what I'm
they
saying,
are now.
To save people money, you could do where you cut out one of each shape with a die rather than cutting out a whole bunch of the same shape.
Okay, we can talk about it. If anybody has, and I love that you guys are coming up with ideas and asking for things. So maybe if Linnea has a good understanding, if from seeing the questions, in the comments and stuff like that, then that will be really helpful too. Because I would love to create things, that you guys definitely want to see. So I always love it when you put questions out and suggestions and stuff. So keep those coming. That's always really good. And we do listen to them, and if we can do it, and if it makes sense with the collection that we've got coming, that the collections that we've got planned out, and things like that. And if it's something that, is workable, then we always, we definitely try and plan, on putting some of those things in wherever we can. Look how cute. Just so cute. And then how about, is that just a little too much? That little life is sweet. That's a little much. Bum, bum, bum. All right, I'm going to put, where'd my little gems go again? Sometimes you just need a little gem. I'm going to put, this is where I go, what gem looks good? Let's put a gem here. Here. I kind of like the burgundy. The orange is kind of pretty. Nope, I'm going to go with the teal. I'm going to put that teal one right there. I think that's kind of pretty. Nice little gem. If I had another little heart, I might even pop that one in there. Maybe I'll do that one there. I should have done it underneath. Can I still double up on my hearts? That way I still have, yeah, I'm going to do that. Because that way I still have the, I don't lose the scallop. But if you wanted to put a special little note on that little heart, you could. And so now we've got a little double heart thing going on there. So just kind of cute. Lots of fun little things. And you can add little flowers in here. You can add little touches of things. I mean, it's just kind of fun, and just kind of bring it to life. Put little critters on there, little flowers, wherever you think they might go. Maybe a strawberry works in the corner here. Maybe we add another little bunny. Maybe it's this little guy walking across the thing here. Maybe he's making his way. I mean, it's just cute. Making your way in the world today. Yes, takes everything you got. What is that from? Is that Cheers?
Yeah.
That is Cheers. Okay. So, I mean, I literally could just keep spending time on this. So, this is how easy it is to fill out your book. So let me take you through. Let me move all of this stuff out of the way. We'll clean this stuff up off camera. Clean, clean, clean. Let's come into camera 3, Alan. Okay. And I just want to show everybody, this is the one that I finished. So let's just kind of go through the pages and see what it's like, and how you can tuck little things in. In order to make a pocket, you only put adhesive around 3 sides. And so here again, we have just a little frame. It just creates interest. One of the little tags from the ephemera, those are all little ephemera pieces. A little place for a note or a little picture. Just really cute things. And again, all ephemera pieces. Look how cute. Just fun. Here's a couple of those little hearts. I cut them in all different little sizes. This is a shape that I just cut. It's on that little square. Here's the same square in white. This one's in like a beautiful, it looks red, but it's actually a little more pink in real life. But these are just some little suggestions, you know, for how you can decorate yours. This one, this actually, uh-oh, stuck on the tape, but this moves. There we go. There we go. So you could put a special little love note on that one, right? So cute. Really, really fun. This again is all those little hearts. All those little hearts that you're seeing. They're from the open heart set here, as well as the slimline corner scallop. It's from those. I love putting those little things in here, and just those little enamel dots. This again, just a tiny little piece, just for some little bling. This one here, I've got a pocket, and I put one of our little ephemera tags in there. But if you want to put a note or a photograph in there, you could. These again move, so another little pocket space. Lots of cute, cute things. It's a great place to put a picture. Put it right over a part of that heart and just kind of set that right in there. Really cute. Just so fun. Just lots of fun. Again, another little pocket. And that's it. You know, I know it seems like it's a lot of work. You want to come back to camera one?
Ready?
Yeah. I know it seems like it's a lot of work. And it's not. I mean, is it a little bit of time? Yes. It's not going to be a 5, or 10-minute project. But it's time that you get to have either to yourself or with a girlfriend, or if you want to sit down with one of your kids and put a book like this together. There's very minimal cutting. It's all with a paper trimmer. It's ephemera. It's not a lot of stamping and coloring and stuff like that. And you can just kind of sit and enjoy yourself, and let your children or your grandchildren decorate it and put all the little ephemera pieces wherever they want to put them and layer them up and just have fun with paper. That's really the whole thing is. It's just having fun with paper and patterns and shapes. And there's no right or wrong. I might layer something together and I might love it. You might not like it. You might layer something together and somebody else, may go, oh my gosh, that's absolutely amazing. And, it's all a matter of, perspective and what you like and what you want to see, and just kind of just having fun with it. I don't know, put some music on and just get inside your own special little space. Alrighty, so that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope you guys will try it out and have fun making a little album of your own. Let's do another giveaway. I think since I had a lot of fun working with, where is it? Do we still have these?
Yes.
Okay. I think we're going to actually have the open heart die set as our giveaway this time, because I love this die set, and hearts are for any time. Hearts are not for Valentine's Day. This is not a Valentine's set. This is just a set that's all about, love. I mean, you can give this at any time with love. So I need a name.
I think Katie Wilson has to win the award for the suggestion.
All right, Katie Wilson. Katie Wilson, you are tonight's winner. Alan loved your suggestion, which I'm looking forward to hearing more about. So you have won the open heart die set. Yay, congratulations, girlie. Need you please to send your name and your complete address to customer service at LDRScreative.com, and we will get your open heart die set out to you right away. So yay! Thanks for playing along and for being here tonight. Thanks everybody for being here tonight. We really appreciate you guys spending your evening with us. It is an absolute joy. I hope you enjoyed tonight's project. This was part 2. And I'm not sure what we're going to be doing next week. We'll have to wait and see. There's a possibility we might be announcing the next exclusive kit. We'll see.
There were questions about that.
Stay tuned. If you want to know for sure what's going on next week, then make sure you subscribe to be in the know. So go to our website and you type in your email address. If you don't know, if the little thing doesn't pop up on your screen, then go to the bottom of the home page and type it in there, and you will get your notifications, and you'll know exactly what we're going to be doing next week, and you'll know everything that's coming up, so you will be in the know. So everybody, thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. Have a fantastic weekend, and we will see you right here again, same time, same place, next Thursday. What'd you say?
Same bat channel.
Same bat channel?
Yes. Same bet station, same bet. Oh.
I don't know. Okay, bye everybody. Good night.